Dude, look at my outfit right now.
Those boxers. Oh, those are shorts. Yeah.
Dude, my body hurts.
Yeah. Dude, hold on, man. That feels good.
I know, I'm fucking cold.
I think the wind just made it colder last night. It did sound like like we were sleeping on the beach.
It sounded like we were on the beach, dude. Alright, dude. Sick. Dude, my body's just fucking wrecked. Alright, so we decided we're only gonna do 30 miles because really, even if we did 14 today, which we could probably do, by the time tomorrow comes, we gotta do 16, we just wouldn't have the time to make it to our pickup site. I just don't think we would literally make the time. It took us, I don't know, like 10 hours.
We started at 9:15 yesterday. Let's just say 9. We started at 9 and we didn't get to our campsite till 11 o'clock.
Yeah, and
now, there was lots of
20 miles took 13 hours. So 16 is gonna take another 10. If we feel good, but we won't. We're gonna feel worse than we do today after doing 14. And I just don't think it's worth wrecking our bodies like that.
That I think we underestimated it, and I'm not going to speak for you, but I 100% underestimated 20 miles and this fucking terrain out here.
Dude, I definitely didn't expect the inclines to be that bad.
Yeah, there's about 2 mountains that we faced yesterday, Sassafras, and then what was the other one?
It had a weird name. I don't know what it was called.
Yeah. And it was between a mile to half a mile of just straight up, right? And it's one thing to go hiking, right? And scale a mountain. It's another to have 50 fucking pounds on your back and doing it too. And I think that's kind of like the factor that we didn't think about. So when we did Destin, we rucked, but our rucks were not nearly as heavy because we didn't need all this shit. And yeah, it smoked us, man. I just think our pace slowed down a lot. So the first 4 miles was fucking easy, dude.
Yeah,
now,
we were cruising.
We were cruising because we were fresh legs. We were, going off of some adrenaline on starting it. But for the most part, the terrain was pretty flat and forgiving. And then after mile 4, it's funny. You can see, because we parked at the start of the Appalachian Trail. And the first 4 miles in, there's this nice waterfall, right? You can tell just by the terrain and just by the trail itself, by how beaten down it is and how wide it is, how widely used it is. And when we left mile 4, we hit pockets on the side of the mountain that were maybe a foot wide of dirt. So you could just tell not a lot of people do that. But yeah, all in all, I'm with Ashton on this one. And we also wanted to come out here to fucking chill and
there was no
enjoy.
Chill yesterday, dude.
There was no chilling.
The only chill was that waterfall, and then that was it.
Sun up to fucking sundown. We just walked. So doing 30 is good. I'm gonna go ahead and chalk up yesterday as a fucking win for 20.
Yeah, dude.
In a day. Dude, so Miranda, at one point yesterday, we were trying to gauge our time at this place called Cooper's Gap. And anytime it's a gap, that just means you're coming down the mountain and then there's some sort of road or dirt.
It's a gap between the mountains.
Yeah, it's a gap between the mountains, essentially. and we were looking for Cooper's Gap, and we come across these two, she was an older lady and probably her daughter. We're like, hey, do you know how far Cooper's Gap is from here? And she was like, yeah, it's 4 miles. And we're like, fuck. Okay. 4 miles doesn't sound too bad. She was like, yeah, but you guys are about to go up Sassafras Mountain, and good luck.
And we were just like, oh, yeah, whatever, dude.
Dude, we got up it, and we were like, that fucking bitch was right.
That sucked. That sucked.
And then coming down it was horrible, too.
And then
It's called Sassafras?
Yeah, she's Sassafras.
Sassafras.
Why, right? Dude, it's literally like...
Well, no, she said Sassafras will kick your ass.
That's
That's what she said.
It sure as fuck did. Because it took us 3 hours to get up and over that thing.
Yeah, it took us 3 hours to go about 1.5 miles.
Dude, we got to the bottom. We got to the next mountain next to it. And I turned around. I was like, yo, Chan, look at this. And the fucking mountain, I didn't realize how big it was.
It was in the sky.
It was covering the sky. Like towering over us, like a good 1,000 feet plus. I'm just like, I can't believe we just climbed that. And now we're at the bottom, dude.
Damn. I mean, I'm sure you've got pretty pictures.
No, that's another thing. I carried my camera for 14 miles in my hand. Yeah.
Well, y'all are gonna have to plan normal best friend trips, like you
No.
know, go to.
This is what we do. This is what we do.
This is what we do.
This is who we are.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
y'all are.
Miranda, do you know what we're doing right now?
We're chilling by a little camp.
No, me.
I'm just waiting for Chin to be in the car and be in that fucking position he was in.
Yo, Miranda, I'm actually.
That was me last night in my tent.
I'm
dude.
actually doing pretty good.
Like I crawled in my tent and I had like the shakes and the shivers, and all I had was a little fucking sheet to cover under. Yeah, it was cold.
Ashton, you gotta tell her, dude.
Oh, I pissed myself in my sleep. In my sleep, because like I had to pee. I had to pee, and I was like, I can't move my body. And so I fell back asleep, and I woke up, and I was like kind of wet, and I was like, no way. I was like, well, I gotta get up now.
It was a little past a mile 11.
Was it?
It was when we got
We were
to
6.5 miles out from mile 20 at that point. I remember that, and I just remember like, yo, I'm gonna like overheat. I need to sit down and just kind of catch my breath. And then we got to another site. We got to Gooch Mountain.
That's where it was.
And I was like,
we
all
ate.
right, look. I was like, look, we're gonna eat, we're gonna drink coffee, and we're gonna see how we feel. We're probably gonna feel better because we haven't eaten in 7 hours and we've walked who knows how many miles. At that point, it was probably like, what, 12, 13 miles, 14 miles. So like, we were just wrecked, or at least I was. I didn't have enough carbs in my body. I didn't have enough protein. I didn't have enough fat. I was just done. And then refueled, and we're like, all right, we feel fucking good. Took off at a decent, like the same pace we had when we started for about another 1.5 miles, 2 miles, and then just hit another wall, dude. And like, I don't know. I just started to realize, man, my ruck is sucking right now. This terrain is so unforgiving. There's just so many things I didn't think about that also started to like come back to me about being out in places like this. And it's just like, I don't know, I wasn't ready for it. Like I haven't done anything in 2 months, dude. Like literally I haven't been to the gym. I haven't put a ruck on in over a year. So for me to just come out here and do 20 miles on Appalachian Trail with a 50-pound ruck, that's pretty fucking sick, dude. Honestly, I was kind of worried for a second. I was like, man, we could just bed down here tonight, dude. Like, we really don't have to go.
And then I looked at him and was like, you know, we're not doing that.
Dude. I had my
we're not
coffee,
doing
dude.
that.
I was feeling good, but then I was like feeling sorry for myself, and I was like, all right, you know what? We have to get to 20 because if we're gonna do 14, it's just gonna make the day easier if we just like front load all these miles. But dude, the last mile to this campsite, which we kind of got lucky finding, was awful. Like I was taking a break maybe every 15 minutes. Just because we were going up another fucking mountain, dude.
Yeah, so this was technically the third mountain we scaled. Now, granted, where the gap was, we were already pretty high in elevation, so it wasn't that bad. Dude, for me, I also haven't rucked like in a while. I don't know. I was feeling really good yesterday. I was sore. I was hurting. The inclines weren't affecting me as bad as Ashton, but the declines and coming down mountains were, ironically, is what was fucking me, dude.
I was so excited about those.
Yeah, they were fucking me because, like, just, I don't know, my knees felt like they were gonna fucking explode. But I was surprised at how well I did, but still, like, looking at the rest of the trip, if we want to do 50, we can. But then we're going to be walking all day today and all day tomorrow.
Dude, I remember looking back at Sassafras Mountain when we cleared it and just seeing how big it was and like how it towered like another 1,000 feet above us when we were on this other mountain. And I'm looking at this going, dude, no wonder I feel this way. Like, this is fucking, that thing is huge, dude. We were at the top of it, like, and then when we came down, I was like, man, that took like 15, 20 minutes to get down this mountain. And you don't realize it, but dude, like, you look back and it's like covering the entire sky behind you. You're just like, oh my God, dude. No wonder.
Another thing too, obviously we've talked about, like, we weren't ready for the terrain. I mean, we kind of did like a little map recon of it and just, you know, looked at the contour lines and looked at the elevation. And I mean, from what we saw at first, it didn't seem like that much. I mean, we knew we were coming out here. We knew we were going to be, you know, going up and down some mountains. But after we had went up Sassafras and we sat back down and looked at the map and kind of understood like what these, not necessarily contour lines, but there's certain indicators on the trail lines that let you know like you're going fucking straight up. And we started looking at that and we're like, oh no, dude, tomorrow we have like 5 or 6 of these.
As soon as I see zigzags, I'm like, that just means you're going
straight up. Yeah. And also, dude, necessarily going up too, but it's also even on flat terrain where it's kind of a slight incline. You'll walk for about 20 minutes and feel like you've gone a mile and you've gone only half.
That was throwing me off, dude. I was like, there's no way. Like, getting to Cooper's Gap took us 3 hours and it was only 4 miles away. And I was like in disbelief when we finally arrived. I was like, there's no way we just made it here.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was really weird. So it's either the terrain or we slowed down. It's probably both.
It's both.
It's probably definitely.
Yeah, that's another thing we didn't really incorporate is how well our recovery is going to be in between. And recovery also means good sleep. And I got maybe 4 hours of somewhat sleep last night.
Like, it really wasn't that cold. It was just our bodies like winding down from all the adrenaline and the output that we had yesterday, and just it's like our mind and body wasn't sure if we could like rest yet. I don't know.
That's a good way to put it. Because like I said, I got in my hammock and lay there for about an hour, just still adrenaline pumping, and I was like, I could still keep walking right now. But I'm glad we didn't. And now, dude, we get to have some fucking breakfast. We get to take our time this morning, and it's still gonna be tough.
Cause like I woke up at 6 and I'm like,
yeah,
we're not leaving here by 7.
It's still
keep sleeping, dude.
The next couple days is still gonna be tough. We've got a couple. I think if we're doing 5 miles today, we've got about 3 big mountains that we have to hit today, and then 2 tomorrow. So it'll be tough, but dude, we just get to fucking actually chill and sit out here at our campsite and enjoy some of the nature instead of just
we're up on a
walking
peak. We're up on a
all day.
peak right now. Like, you can't really see it, but the sunrise is right behind us, and like, this is the peak of another mountain that we had to climb last night before we could bed down, and that was at 10:30 at night. Like, dude, like it was so dark. I literally could not see my hand in front of my face.
That was trippy when we cut our lights off.
Just black.
Yeah, when we cut our white lights off, you couldn't see anything. There was no loom, no stars. It was sick. But you know what? I'm glad we did it. Honestly, I know I'm a little disappointed about the 50, but I just know that it's something we didn't really plan and prepare for. Per usual. I mean, we did, but we didn't, right? There's always going to be factors that.
Knowing this now, I'm going to pack my Ruck lighter. That's what I really underestimated, was the weight of my Ruck to do something like this in 3 days. To just walk and sleep was, 45, 50 pounds, which I feel like I could trim that down to about 30. Like I might need to adjust the sleep system, like not bring a tent, just bring something super, super fast to put up. Yeah, because I mean that weight going through these mountains is what
definitely put way too much water in here. I just assumed it was 1 3/4 like the other one.
Is it not?
No, it's like a soup breakfast skillet right now.
Fuck.
I'm gonna fucking eat it regardless.
Oh, it's 1 1/4, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I don't care.
I know.
I do not care.
But yeah, we get to fucking chill out, have some nice coffee. Cause look, realistically, we would be gone by now if we had to do 14 today. We'd have already left. We'd have literally woke up, ate breakfast, put our shit on, and started walking. But
we still gotta go back down this mountain to grab
water. We're idiots.
Like,
so
getting water has definitely been like a side task this whole time.
It's a side
quest.
Which
I figured, like I knew that was gonna be a thing, but I didn't think that like we'd run out so fast.
I mean,
like I drank 2 Camelbacks and 2 canteens worth of water yesterday.
I did too.
That's a lot of water, and still was fucking thirsty.
Yeah, so we have to climb back down the mountain we climbed up last night. We're just gonna do it in this. Ashton doesn't think I can do it in slides. I will 1000% do it in slides. But hitting the 20 is honestly like a win for me.
That was
20 in one day
dude.
was a win.
Because I don't think either of us were sure if we could actually pull that off, dude.